What's going on, guys? Vulkan here, and today we are taking a behind the scenes look at the grayed out area just south of the cursed forest. So if you're someone like me, you really are just curious on what is beyond this like blockade, right? I always love kind of like glitching into zones and places I'm not supposed to be. That way I can just see, what are they working on? What are we in for? What can we expect when it comes to future updates and developments and things like that? So what I did was, out here on my private server, I used my admin abilities to basically place myself on the other side of that barricade. And then I ran around and looked at some stuff for a little bit. Now, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but the devs were incredibly wise. They put literally nothing out here other than this very small kind of snippet of finished area. So what you're seeing right now is the only finished area that I've been able to find out here in this new zone. Everything else has been just a blank canvas. There has been a road, like a path put through the area, but beyond that, everything else is pretty much just empty. It's like this area right here, empty. Now I can go out and harvest some stuff, right? So I can do, like lumber and all that fun stuff and get these things. I was able to find a resource with some gems in it as well, and it dropped just crude gems, so it looks like they're just tier 1 materials out here. But you can see as I kind of leave this area and start heading this direction, we're getting back into the nothingness that lives out here. I'm even like running through stuff. See, there's no like collision detection with some of these things yet, so it is very much under development. And we have a bridge out here though, so that's cool. But for the most part, there's nothing. So if you're curious what lies beyond that barricade, and if there was some really cool stuff that we haven't discovered yet, or maybe we could check out, there really isn't anything. So don't worry about that. Now, one of the other places that I was very curious in is this center area here in the Dunley farmlands. Now, that was another one you can get really close, right? You can run on each side and kind of get, pretty close to getting in there, but you're still blocked off. I use the exact same method to get in there as well. So if you're curious on what that looks like, we'll hop over there and check that out here in a moment. So guys, here we are over the central structure in Dunley farmlands. Now, this thing is completely blocked off. You can't get into it any possible way. If you fly over it as bat form, there's this blue fog over it. There's all these things kind of floating around, and really there's just no way in. Well, luckily, if you're on a private server and you have admin controls, you can get in there. So let's go ahead and jump in and let's take a look at what they are hiding. So now you can see we are in the Dunley farmlands, closed off, basically ruins. So there really isn't anything out here, guys. You still have this really kind of blue fog that's over everything. Makes it difficult to see. You can tell it's unfinished just because between the lighting effects, between like the rendering, the finishing, it's not done. You can see this kind of grass line that goes through. There's just a lot of polish that needs to be put on this thing. Now let's take a look at the layout though. So the layout's kind of interesting. So it's an old castle ruins. There's the other exit or entrance, however you want to call it. But we have some trees, some stumps, a lot of things that are breaking your line of sight. We have some areas that are kind of sectioned off like this. And this kind of is a theme throughout the entire area. Now, what I'm thinking is this is going to be a PvP like battleground, or something that is going to be almost like maybe like a team arena, where you can get, maybe 2 or 3 different vampires. You guys can team up and run through here and kind of battle other vampires. It just seems to be laid out that way. Maybe capture the flag or something. But all of these kind of ruins and trees and things like that are breaking line of sight to help block spells, to help kind of weave between and bob in and out of. It just seems like a really good setup for something for player versus player. Now, if let's say you want to go the opposite direction, you want to do something with PvE, this could definitely be a situation where there's like a raid boss or something like that out here. but it just doesn't really seem as feasible. It really just looks like, yeah, this is going to be perfect for battles. Now between this area and this whole area over here, right down here, oh, the sun absolutely nuked me. But between these two areas, those are really the only ones that are blocked off in terms of the game, and what we have out here is playable space. So that's what they're hiding behind those things. Over here, really just nothing outside of this small little area right here, where these little X's are, is the only finished part. Everything else is a blank slate, and then all of this is so just coated in dense blue fog that you really can't see too much, but it does start to resemble like a battleground or an arena. So guys, hope that has helped kind of satisfy your curiosity a little bit like it does for me, but I know that whatever they have in store, it's going to be really cool. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Vulkan, and I'll talk to you next time.
Sound off, one and all, everybody.